Hey y'all, welcome to Misty Ridge Homestead. This is Cheryl. I'm glad y'all stopped by again. Hopefully it was again. If not, subscribe and come back and see us again. Y'all, it's hot. It is so hot. We are in North Georgia. And yesterday and today we are having a heat wave. So forgive me for wiping some shimmer away. It's beautiful outside. A lot of sun. And we got some rain coming, so that'll be really, really good for the garden. But right now it's hot. It's like in the upper 90s, and they say it feels like 104. So that is crazy hot for here. Not this time of year. It's really not. It's probably pretty normal. It still feels hot. It's just stifling when you go outside. But the good news is I have a pool waiting for me when I'm finished talking to you guys. So just a quick update on my anemia. When I talked to you last week, I was headed to the doctor to see a hematologist finally after 2 years. And I told him all my symptoms, and they looked at my blood work. And this past Friday, I had the first of 2 iron infusions. The first 3 days was awful. They said I'd have kind of like probably they called it an iron flu. I guess it's a shock when you get that much iron put in your body that's not designed to take in that much iron at a time. The first day I felt pretty good, had a headache. The second day the headache was worse, and I just kind of felt achy, kind of crummy all over. And the third day I was completely nauseous and had them call me in some medicine and just kind of went to bed with it. Yesterday was better. I wasn't sick. And by the evening, the brain fog had lifted just a little bit. I told James it felt like I could think a little better. My last video, I need to do a whole, like a bloopers type of thing, because I called my basil, I called it mint. I mean, they're kin folks, they're cousins. Several little things like that where I called the wrong names and stuff, and that's just part of the anemia, y'all. It's just the brain fog. I'm hoping that will get better soon. They tell me that not to really look for a whole lot of energy and all the symptoms going away until maybe 2 weeks after the second infusion, and that's going to be the Monday after the 4th of July. So hopefully soon I'll be back to my old self and be busy and getting to do all the things I love to do, I hope. So today, what I kind of want to just give you some update. I did kind of a half of the yard, basically. The other day I did the garden, and I think I did the orchard and the berry area, and just kind of a little update on the animals. Today, I started doing some of this the other day, and I talked too long. For somebody who says that they don't enjoy talking on here, I talked almost 30 minutes the other day, which is bizarre for me, but I did. I guess I'm getting used to it a little bit. That was a bit long, so we won't make this one quite as long. So at the beginning of the summer, I told you guys I was doing kind of an experimental cottage garden. And I want to, when we're done talking, I'm going to show you where that stands. I haven't been real pleased with how that turned out, but it's looking a little better as some of the flowers come in. Initially, the bachelor buttons that I had planted, they just sort of flopped over and didn't look good, so I pulled them out. Once I got them out and some other seeds started coming in, some zinnias and some different things, I think I'm going to like it a little better. One questionable thing, I am not a fan of canna lilies at all. I don't like them at all. And there was some here when we came here, and I have dug them out. I have poured vinegar on them. I have done everything trying to get those stupid things to not grow. And when I was planning my garden with ChatGPT, my ChatGPT has a name. I call him Spencer. So if you hear me talking about Spencer, that's my ChatGPT. And Spencer suggested to let them grow and see in this experimental cottage garden kind of deal, and see if maybe I enjoyed them a little better. We'll see. They haven't bloomed yet, but they're sticking up there, taking up a lot of space, which is kind of good because I needed something a little taller in there. So I planted 2 new roses. This one right over here, I'll show you in a bit, is a knockout rose that I planted right after we moved here. And I went back in and ordered the very same one, and it's a little bitty right now, to put on the other side of my steps. So I've got that one. And then around the corner in one of my side beds, I don't know if you watch the YouTube channel Roots and Refuge. Jess, before they moved to their new place, in their old place, she had in an arch over her garden walk-in area. It was called Tangerine Skies. And I kept looking at it and kept looking at it. And when she mentioned it on there, apparently the whole world started buying it. And the prices were $75 or $100. And that was more than I could spend on a rose at the time. So I was looking for something else on Etsy the other day, and I found a Tangerine Skies. I bought it. It was like $22 or something. I bought it, and I've planted it over here. I'll show that to you. It's a little bitty right now, too. But it's going to be glorious. I'm so excited. So I also planted a couple of hydrangeas. I've got a real shady spot right back over here. And I planted an old-fashioned blue hydrangea over there. And then I ordered these. They're called Pinky Winky hydrangeas. They're the long panicle top, and they're pink on the base. And then as they get to the end, they're kind of white. So they're just beautiful. What I didn't realize is they get like 10 feet wide. I may have over-purchased because I bought 3 of them. And when they came a few days ago, it came the day I had my iron infusion. And I thought, oh, great, I'm not going to be able to plant them. But it said to let them sit out in the shade for a few days before you plant them to let them get acclimated. Well, I did that. And then when I looked at them last night, they were starting to get some yellow leaves, I'm sure because of this heat. So now I have some decisions to make. I've moved them to my back porch where there's a fan. So I have to decide whether I'm going to go ahead and plant them. If I do, I'll have to baby them until we get through this hot spell. But we do have some rain coming, so I may wait just a day or two till the rain's close and then plant them then. But they're going to be glorious. It'll take a few years for them to get really pretty. And in that back field over there, I just want to show y'all. I don't know. I didn't plant those. They've been here since we moved here, and they're just expanding and growing, and the patch is getting bigger. But it's the black-eyed Susans. And I was contemplating digging some of those up and moving them to some other places because they are so pretty. Just that yellow in the background. It's really pretty. I like it. In my side beds, I've planted some. It was another plant I've looked for a long time. I had one several years ago. It was a lantana, and the name of it was a Heartland Sunset. And the last 2 or 3 years when I've gone to searching for it all over town, I couldn't find it. Went online, found it online, but they were out of stock. So when I was in Etsy, I thought, let me just look. They had some. They're a little bitty too, but I got like 5 of them. So I absolutely love those. And for their price, I'll be going back every year and getting them. I'll just get them earlier, so they'll be bigger. I think in the past, the lantana, the way it grows is it starts out kind of little, and then it grows a little bit slow, and then it just sort of explodes and gets huge. So I'm hoping that's what'll happen over there. Pardon me. So I'm trying to think what other updates. The goats, 4 of them left us yesterday and went to a new home. So I'm really gonna miss Toodles, the little brown one. But both the boys and Toodles and the little black one, not the one I call Yellowstone, but the other little black one that had spots on it, I called that one Dottie. I got to thinking the only one of all of them that didn't have a name was one of the little boys. I named one of them Buddy just because he was real sweet. The other one never got a name, so maybe he'll get one where he's going. So we are in the process of trying to move Maggie May to 1 milking a day. It's just more convenient. 2 or 3 days a week. My husband has to be at work really, really early. I can't milk her alone. She's kicky sometimes. She's better this time than she was last time, but she's still a little kicky. So I have to have help. James has to help me milk her. So it's hard with his work. He works in sales, so several days a week he has to be at a meeting at the office, and that's very inconvenient. And at church on Sundays he has to go early too. So, and normally I wouldn't do it this soon because the baby's only probably 2 weeks old, but we're only getting about 3 gallons of milk a day, which is really not nearly what we have gotten in the past. And when I've looked it up, when they're down to 3 gallons a day, you can go to 1 milking a day. So we are trying to slowly. What you do is you move the milkings closer together, the morning and the night until they're close enough that you can move it back to where you want it. Because we like to milk in the evenings, right at sunset. I think it's pretty and it's cooler. So we will see. We almost lost the baby last night. Got up there to milk Maggie May, and he was nowhere. Gideon was nowhere to be found, and we both went all out in the field and was walking around everywhere. And finally, Maggie May started walking up towards the trees. There's a line of trees on the back of the pasture, and he was kind of hidden up there under the trees in the shade. And being 2 weeks old, I'm sure this heat was really, really hard for him. If I didn't worry about Maggie May still being too maternal and hurting the goats, I would let them all in the barn. But cows are pretty tough, so we'll just keep an eye on them. They have plenty of water, and they do have shade. There's a lean-to they can get under too. So what's coming up next in the garden? Hopefully, if I can maintain my energy with this anemia, hopefully it'll come back slowly and I'll be able to do more and more and more. But we still have not dug the potatoes. We've got to get the potatoes out of the ground. That may need to happen tonight. I need to process some cucumbers because they're coming in crazy like they always do. Those silver slicer cucumbers that I grow, they're white. They're not green. But number one, they don't mind this North Georgia heat. They don't get bitter. Some cucumbers get really bitter when it starts getting hot. They just don't do that. And they just keep producing that. Now the vines, I noticed last night, are starting to get a little brown. But they're still producing cucumbers. But I've got to get some off the vine. And I'm going to make some pickles, which I haven't made in a couple of years. And I always dehydrate some. I dehydrate some in like chunks. And then I dehydrate the rest. And then put it through my Vitamix and make a powder that I can use it to make like tzatziki sauce in the winter when there's not any fresh cucumbers, because I love cucumbers. One of the other things I want to do out here in my front yard, I'll try to show you when I show you the black-eyed Susans. There is a overgrown kind of rock garden area. It has a peony in there too, and there's these little purple iris looking things, but they're real small. I really don't know if they're an iris, some kind of iris, or what they are, but I want to dig those up and put those in my stump garden because I'm getting ready to order a warm weather, a hardy, oh goodness gracious, hibiscus. I think it's called Perfect Storm. It's really, really pretty. And I want to put that in there, and then I want to put some annuals, and then I want to put the perennials. I'm hoping that those little iris looking things will come back every year. And I found these pink daffodil looking things, but all the ones I found on Etsy, with the shops were a little questionable. So I don't even know if that's a real thing. Sometimes you find things on there that aren't real, and I try to be careful. So far I haven't ordered anything that's not real, but I do want to try to dig those up when I have a little time. There's like I said, there's a peony in there too that it came up and the leaves came up but didn't bloom this year, and I've just let it get overgrown. There's no telling how long it's been there. This house is pretty old. And it looks like that may have been there for a while, but it's in a really bad spot for mowing, so it needs to come out of there anyway, and I've got a perfect place for them. So in our upcoming videos, we're trying to film our milking routine. I'm trying to clean up my barn just a little bit so y'all don't have to see when you're milking a cow, they bring in mud and dirt and stuff, so we're going to clean it up so you don't have to see all that. Maybe, we'll see. Either way, I want to do a video with our milking routine, mainly because I have a cute little story to tell you that has to do with my brain fog and something I did. So we're going to do that, and then we're also working on a kind of who we are video that we're going to do some question and answers together, because I did a video. I'm still learning this YouTube thing, and I did a video last summer where we lost a couple of kittens, and I thought it was the cow, and it turned out being the dog, Comanche, that we had to find a home for. And I was fussing in the video, and I had said something that I threatened to take her to the butcher. Okay, I love this cow. We've had her since she was 3 months old. I would not take her to the butcher. We do have meat cows that go to the butcher. So I had some really, really, really personally unkind comments about that, and it occurred to me when I saw those that people don't know. First of all, I love animals better than I do most people, but people don't know that about me. They don't know why we homestead. They don't know, what our thoughts are regarding like the butchering animals and how we care for animals, and there's a whole lot of stuff. And we just decided that maybe it was time we do a video that it kind of explains who we are and what our reasons are for homesteading, and kind of what our processes are in certain areas, and just answer some questions. So that's coming up too. So guys, I'm gonna stop talking because I've already talked 15 minutes. I'm not talking 30 minutes to you guys again, not today anyway. And I'm going to film a little bit and show you some of the things we're talking about here, and then I'm going to the pool. It's hot today. It is hot, and I'm going to go play in the pool. I've not been in it all summer, and my husband was in it last night, and he said it was like bath water. I don't get in a cold pool. I'll wait till it gets a little warm. So, but it'll be very refreshing anyway. So, well, thank you guys, and I'll catch you back in. All right, first things first, we're going to walk down here. And I have sandals on. I don't normally go in the yard in my sandals. Frankly, I wear my farm boots most everywhere I go. This is a Bradford pear. Oh, you know what? There's an Easter egg. I might need to get that up. But we've got, whoever lived here before us planted rows. The whole driveway is lined with Bradford pears. And there's one here. And there was two in the backyard. One of them fell. We now understand that those tend to fall. So, this may eventually have to go, but I have given some consideration to filling this in with a whole lot of soil and putting a bunch of hydrangeas around them. Not hydrangeas, no, hostas. All different kinds of hostas. Wouldn't that be pretty? What do you guys think? It's a big old tree though. I also thought about maybe putting a swing in it. Right there for one of my granddaughters, for two of my granddaughters, the ones that come hang out here. So this little rock garden, there's actually two of them, and you can kind of still see where those little things were coming up. They were right here. And I think that's grass. Anyway, so they were right there, and then there's another one right over here. That has a peony, and I don't know what else is under there, but this is just not an area that I've got to the whole time we've been living here, and they are overgrown and in the way of mowing, so they need to come up. So here I believe it's some kind of yucca plant. It blooms briefly once a year. It's kind of pretty, and I don't know much about it, so I haven't. It probably needs to be dug up and moved too, but I don't know to where, so I haven't really done that. The people that lived here before us, we've cleaned this kind of hill off a couple of times since we've lived here. Just had it cut down completely. But there's all kinds of Queen Anne's lace and echinacea. There's a lily that comes up. I don't see the remnants of it. But the people that lived here before had all kinds of pretty stuff in here that I don't even know what is. But look at these beautiful black-eyed Susans, and from my where I sit mostly in the house, I can see them from the road. Now we cut some and took some in and made a bouquet of them, but they just didn't last very long. So probably won't do that again. But I may move some. Now up here somewhere, if I can see it, this is the front side of our pasture. And right here is where I found Jethro and came out and saw Maggie May down there under that tree when it was raining the other morning. But I'm gonna walk right up here. I'm getting out of breath. Anemia, y'all, is not fun. But that sweet little creature is about a 4-year-old fig. It has been run over with the lawnmower every year. I have got to get something around it so that don't happen again. I'm so surprised that it came back this year, because we had, I guess last year when James was in the hospital after his surgery, we had friends come and help with the yard, neighbors and friends, and they come and mowed. And it was a pretty good size last year, but they just mowed it right down. Out of breath, y'all, sorry. Hopefully this will get better soon. Don't take much. Frankly, I think it already is better a little bit. Let's start down on this end. So those are the blue bachelor buttons. Let's see if you can see how they just, and I had a whole bunch of them in here, and they just sort of lay down. But when they're all in bloom, they're kind of pretty. I like them when they're bloomed. And I've got zinnias planted all throughout here. And some of them are starting to bloom. I love zinnias. Maybe one of my favorite flowers. And I planted an elephant ear back there. But this right here, this area, from where the stupid canna lilies are, all the way back here is where I'm planning on putting those pinky winky panicle hydrangeas in the next few days, hopefully. So that may have to be moved. I'll just have to see. If they're 10 feet, if they get spread to 10 feet, it can stay a year or two, I guess. I can leave him there for now and then move him a little later. Because I already had one. My husband don't like them. He dug it up and moved it. He dug it up and threw it away, put it that way. And I lost it. And this one, I will move because I do like them. I think they're kind of pretty and they make a big old pretty plant. These are the cannas. Like I said, no blooming, but they do give a little height in here that I need. Those guys back there I dug up from the front, they're October daisies. They will spread and grow, and in the fall they'll be really tall, and they bloom like a daisy or a sunflower of some kind, and they're really, really pretty. Let's see, more zinnias trying to bloom. I got a whole bunch of sunflowers in here. So far only one has come up. I've got the Stella lilies in here that have been here since we moved here. Normally what I do in this bed is just the Stella lilies and hostas, and that's all I've ever done, and just black mulch. This year I didn't add any mulch. We just put some compost down, and I just threw seeds. I literally just threw seeds everywhere. Now, I don't know if you can see, but right there, that's a moonflower that's climbing up there, and when it gets big, it goes all the way to the top, and they're beautiful and they smell good. Mac produces a really, really pretty white flower that blooms at night. So I'm kind of excited about that, and I'm excited about those in the fall. And let's see if I see a sunflower. I really don't see a sunflower. I see some weeds that I need to get. And then in here I planted a morning glory, and I planted a blue butterfly pea. That right there is the blue butterfly pea, but it took forever to germinate, so I don't know if it's gonna have time to climb this trellis and be pretty or not. And I don't see my morning glory anywhere, and they normally are real easy to grow. But right back there, the little yellow thing that needs some attention is a raspberry bee balm. I've got that in 3 places. And there's the little pink rose that I planted. And I still don't see any sunflowers coming up here. Maybe right down there, around that little guy. Maybe, we'll see. We'll see. All right. Over here, I have morning glories glowing right down here. Excuse me, I had to get my towel so I don't melt. But they may climb up the railing here. We will see. And then this is a lantana that comes back every year. Some lantanas come back every year, and some of them are annuals and have to be planted every year. And I believe that the Heartland sunset that I enjoy so much is one that is an annual that has to be replanted. And that's the big rose. The one on the other side will be just like it eventually. I'll probably cut that one way back this fall. So, and then back here, these are irises. I'm probably going to move some of those. They were here when we moved here. I'm probably going to move some of those to my stump garden too. And then that little guy right there is my blue hydrangea. I am babying him because he's in a shady spot, but it's so hot here. I don't know. We'll see. I'm doing my best, y'all, to keep him alive. I think he's called a Nico blue hydrangea. Big old weed. Don't know what it is, but it needs to go. So, and I weed almost daily out here, and they just keep coming up. The wild morning glories they just take over. That right there, I don't know what we're doing wrong. That is a black nasturtium, and it is struggling. And I have never had trouble with nasturtium before. They normally grow where you don't want them to. So we put holes in the bottom of that, but we put the bottom part with sticks, so it may just not be holding enough moisture. May need to think through and do something different. It gets watered twice a day. That little sweet guy back there, it will be my Tangerine Skies climbing rose. This trellis ain't gonna be tall enough. So by probably this time next year, or for sure the next year, I'll have to replace that with something else, because that won't be tall enough. And then that's one of my little lantanas. Got one there, and I'll show you another one in there. That's a mum that's coming back. We got this little booger at a yard sale. It was just a little twig, kind of like that blue hydrangea is. And in 3 years, this is what it's done. So I'm hoping that the other ones will do the same thing. What I don't know is what I'm supposed to do with all those sticks growing up. Do I trim them? Can I trim them this time of year? I don't know. I guess I'll have to ask Spencer. ChatGPT. That is another mum. One of my grandsons planted it for me, and as you can see, it didn't get all the way in the ground, but it's a tough little booger. That will be another raspberry bee balm. They make a real pretty plant too. Thinking about putting another, I need something tall right here, and I'm thinking about another hibiscus, another hardy hibiscus of some sort that won't be something you'd be able to get behind to get to that electrical meter if you need to, but would still kind of hide it. So there's the other lantana. Oh, it's got a flower on it or two. Maybe it'll start growing. And y'all, this blasted creeping Charlie, I have dug out and dug out and dug out and dug out. I have learned I have to dig all the way to the roots and pull them out, and I've done it till I'm blue in the face, and they still come back. I don't usually do weed killer, but there's a new one. I forget the name of it. Anyway, I've actually did use it, and it killed some, so I might have to get someone to try that. It's just, aren't they pretty? I love my hostas. I can't decide whether I'm going to split these or let them keep growing. I kind of like them that they're big, because these are my steps to the porch, to my screened in porch up there. That is a dwarf hydrangea. It won't get much bigger. But look at that pretty bloom. Isn't that beautiful? This is all gonna be so pretty when it ever fills out. Oh, and look at all the, I've been down, since Friday. Today's Wednesday, and I've been kind of sick since Friday. And this is what's happened since then. Anyway, I'll get out here. Lantana, that's another one of the Heartland Sunset hydrangeas. I'm so excited for y'all to see those when they get big. And over here, I did the same thing on this little trellis as I did in the front. But as you can see, the morning glory is doing really, really well on this. And the blue butterfly pea is growing. It's just growing slow. So we will see. And I'm going to take some more of this monkey grass out. We took some out and put it down there just a few weeks ago. And I'm going to put some more around my stump garden and around the new dawn garden. And I think that I got plenty. That stuff spreads like wildfire. If not, I'll be having to throw some away or give it away or something, y'all. So, all right. So that's what we have to look at right now. I'll meet you back on the porch. Okay. I had to come sit down. I got completely out of breath, but I think we saw almost everything that I wanted to kind of show you today. Iced coffee, just regular French vanilla today. But see how hot it is out here? I'm melting. I'm completely melting. So anyway, so we'll be back maybe next week. I'll be able to get the milking routine video done. Like I said, I got a cute little story I want to tell you. I want to do that one. So I guess that's all for now. And if you guys are not subscribed, it would make me so happy to subscribe. We have about 120 subscribers currently. That makes me so happy. I never dreamed 120 people would tune in to watch me make cheese and milk a cow. Anybody that knows me would just not believe that you'd watch it just for that, because I was a prissy little thing when I was younger. Not actually that long ago. But I think all this homesteading stuff was kind of always in my blood, and we'll talk about all that stuff too in the video after that. So, well, subscribe, share us if you know anybody that might enjoy it. Comment if you have any advice on all these things I'm trying to learn to grow. I am open to any and all suggestions for all of this stuff. So feel free to give me your opinions or your advice. I really, really appreciate it. So, well, I think that'll be all for now, and we'll see you next time. Y'all have a blessed day, and just be blessed in general. Bye now.
Hehehe